Between the time when the cola was drunk in Atlantis and the rise of the bands of trans fats, there was a feast undreamed of. And unto this, Hungar, destined to wear the jeweled glasses of bifocal upon a famished brow. It is I, a nerd's nerd, who alone can tell thee of his saga. Let me tell you of the days of high cholesterol.
I love that shit.
You
It's
edited
pretty good, dude.
all on
pretty
your
good.
own?
No, I didn't edit it all on my own. I just had it set up where it'd be that way.
Okay.
Come on.
What's up, gentlemen?
What is up, Shad? Whoa.
Just kick it back. Gonna do a little painting.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I just finished up assembling about 30 or 40 minis, actually closer to 50. And like, I think that's it, except for I have 2 more to assemble and 4 that I'm not even going to pop out of the box. Knock these out. Try to get these done by Christmas because sometime in January I'm getting another 500 minis that all have to be assembled from Dungeons and Lasers. What the hell is that? Are you drinking Windex?
No, I'm drinking Baja Blast, brought to you by Taco Bell.
Gotcha.
Oh,
So, April, we're doing a Hungar the Starvarian mini paint competition.
My birthday's in April.
Cool. Happy birthday to you.
Hey,
yep.
yeah. Fucking 57. Not looking forward to that number.
You
Well,
will get to be part of the Hungar the Starvarian painting competition.
I will definitely be there. What's up, Mr. James?
Mm-hmm.
You're late.
You're late.
I just noticed that you'd sent me a message, homie. And I'm getting ready to walk into the game room and set up everything so that,
Isn't it nice having a dedicated freaking room for that?
Yeah. Well, I was just listening to Samson rapping about being a taxpayer.
Brock Sampson? I didn't know he did.
No, there's a guy named Samson. He's got a mullet, but he raps about slice of life stuff. And he's got songs.
I know who he is. I was just
from a taxpayer,
Yeah, I was just trying to, throw in Venture Brothers so they don't get forgotten.
Brock Sampson.
He's your spirit animal, man.
I don't think the Venture Brothers should ever be forgotten.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
It's the Venture Brothers. It's
brought to you by Taco Bell.
I mean, you're talking about the only man who can go into the White House to meet with the president and still have his knife on him.
Yep.
Because are you going to be the one to take it?
Nope.
You're also talking about the only man to ever shave a male Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Of course, he could have been warned about that.
I was just going to say. And lucky me, I still have season 5, 6, and 7 in the movie to watch for the first time because I don't like watching it without the boy just because the way he cringes every time something, adult comes up, he just dies a little inside.
Yeah, I'm the same way with my wife because she's that way about blood. So I like watching horror movies with her.
Yeah, how was that movie you were watching the other night when you called me for 45
Oh, it
seconds?
sucked.
What movie was it?
The Pyramid.
Did you get to see movies?
In the very beginning, and then after that, it just sucked. It was basically they found a special pyramid and they went in it, and it turned out that there was some kind of Anubis-looking monster, and it was doing Anubis stuff, like ripping your heart out and then putting it on a scale to measure.
I thought that was mod.
Oh, they're all that way, man.
Whatever. This is lame.
It's crazy Egyptian shit.
I normally love all that, Egyptian kind of stuff.
Shadows of Brimstone's next Kickstarter is going to be all Egyptian shit. It looks pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah.
You never have enough mummies and giant snakes and.
Well, you're talking about a society that existed like longer than like the rest of history after it combined. I mean, the Egyptians we know were around for thousands and thousands of years. So it's pretty crazy,
It lasted all the way up to the outbreak of Islam.
Yeah, but
Really
it's
for
still
everybody.
Egypt. That's the thing. It's still
Hey,
Egypt.
Brian, how the hell are you, man?
What's up, guys?
Yep.
Just kicking it, man. What you painting?
I just printed up some stuff, just kind of messing with it.
Yeah, I should have some resin showing up here soon.
Hey, what
Yeah,
kind
I'm
of
gonna
resin
send
you use, James?
What I just recently ordered was the flexible kind.
Awesome. That's
Yeah,
what I want to see more of. I can't get it behind that brittle shit.
Yeah, that's what I got, and it's very limiting. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
get
you
some-
gotta.
See,
You
I
gotta
never
print
had a
some
problem with
shocking
the brittle stuff, but I'm like doing stuff like these, which we all know how you feel about BMPs and BMP3s, but the barrels will just
There, you
flex
see, that's what you
around
need.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to have.
and if I
Yeah, you
print
need
a
for
night out,
a
which
gaming
I
piece.
have,
Yeah, for a gaming piece, you need a little flexibility because you're gonna be moving around and stuff.
Mhm.
exactly.
And I've got a
100%.
boy who can't actually roll dice on the table, so
That's funny.
no, I'm not joking. We even got a special dice tray, and they still end up on the floor.
Yeah, we had a friend that we gamed with for a long time that we eventually we just had to force him to roll his dice in a box.
I sent you a link to a dice popper on Amazon there that allows you to put whatever dice you want into it, but I don't know if
I've
you
got
ever
a
got that.
die roller
Yeah.
on my computer when I
Well-
I've been randomly designing or randomly. I've been random rolling characters for
No,
Imperium Maledictum.
you remember Sorry, right? The board game? They had
Yeah.
that
Yeah, we
thing
pronounce
you
it.
can
I love
press in
how
the middle.
Canadians say that.
Sorry.
Sorry.
The
We
thing.
got sorry.
Yeah, you say it wrong.
Is that what you're saying? Sorry?
Yeah,
Sometimes
I know,
they
right?
sorry.
I thought it was a different game.
It's got that thing in the middle. You press down and it
Yeah,
pops
yeah.
the dice. You can buy those that open up, so you put whatever dice you want in there.
That's cool, actually.
Yeah,
Especially if you're playing a percentile based game where you can
That's all
pop
you
it
need.
open and just throw percentile dice in it and be like,
Yeah.
all right,
There you go, fuckers.
like
Or
Call
buy
of
a bunch of
Cthulhu or
them.
something, Pow, there it is,
Hey, Brian, I'm gonna send you some money for my Hungar minis this weekend.
Oh man, don't worry about it, dude.
Well, I want a big one. I know. I need a very giant freaking Hungar. I have something very special planned.
It's not like you to say sorry.
sorry.
I found some. I
Sorry.
found some of Hungar's slave girls. I'm gonna put in my diorama.
Ooh.
I
mean,
like
Hungar-
Hungar and his slave girls.
In April, there's going to be a Hungar the Starvarian paint competition.
I heard.
Yeah.
Is there a theme or just whatever?
Paint them up so I can look at them.
Okay.
I might.
No,
I might send
paint
these off to my
Hungar or
buddy.
paint-
I might send
No,
these
I mean,
off to
what
my
kind of
buddy in
minis?
Germany. Yeah, you go ahead. Go ahead, man.
Just curious what kind of minis you want us to paint.
With
The
the
Hungar
Hungar
Mini.
Pardon?
The
Hungar mini.
Hungar Mini.
Oh, okay.
The nerd made a STL of Hungar.
No, I thought we were doing that this month.
That you could print up.
I think he wanted what you would do April Fools or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm printing one up and painting him up as a bandit, brigand, cannibal, cult leader. So Hungar's actual character that he plays may have to duke it out with the miniature Hungar.
I don't know if I can bring myself to it.
I think if he's swinging a great axe at your head, you'll figure it out.
I run away from him and let the other people kill him.
But if he kills all of them because you ran away, I mean, you are one of the better fighters in the group.
And you'll watch them get eaten.
Then I go home to my wife and child.
And that's the end of the campaign.
There's that. Did Justin just say that sounds a little gay?
No, that's the end of the campaign.
Yeah, no, everybody would just either.
It also sounds a little gay, but you know,
everybody would just make more pick from the random miniatures I already have made, or make their own characters. The good thing with that system is, as anyone who's ever played the Warhammer series games, is it's just so easy to make a character. It's like 6 die rolls.
And then Hungar the Starvarian, the cannibal, will no longer be the Starvarian.
No, he'll be Hungar the
slightly fed
of Slanesh, cannibal / grapist.
But only slightly fed.
Who leads,
the well-sated.
Who leads a pack of beastmen and...
That's me right now.
Hey, what's up, Cal? How you doing, buddy?
Brought to you by Taco Bell. Right, don't you?
No, I was going to say everything I say is brought to you by Brondo.
The Thirst Mutilator.
It's the Thirst Mutilator. It has what everything craves. Electrolytes.
I don't know what Brondo is.
It's the Thirst Mutilator. We just told you.
I know. I just never heard of it before.
It has what plants crave.
In the movie Idiocracy, the Brondo company bought the Food and Drug Administration and basically put Brondo in everything.
I forgot. Yeah, I've seen that. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
And then, of course, they destroyed all their crops because they were watering their crops with Brondo, and electrolytes are salt. So,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So I'm the one guy to figure out how to make the crops grow because they were all out of burrito stuffings and they were getting pissed off about it.
Mm-hmm.
I was invited to a group build from some model companies, and you know, me being Weird War, I came up with a classic. I'll have to send you the picture, Hungar. It's a classic kind of comedic thing from National Lampoon, the magazine. It's called the Battle Bus. I'll have to send you a picture. I found someone did an
you got a picture
STL.
handy, send it to me and I post it up on the show right now.
Okay. Yeah, let me find it. But yeah, it's pretty funny. I found someone did an STL of it, so I'll be able to do it.
I need to figure out I need to look up and see what waitresses at the Cheesecake Factory have to wear.
Why?
Because I have a 3D printed Bernadette.
Oh.
And I believe she works at the Cheesecake Factory.
Yes, she does.
So
Bernadette
from that horrible show that makes fun of geeks. But
yeah.
The hot blonde, so I had to grab that STL because I'm a simp for hot blonde.
Yeah. In the show,
Hungar, sent it to you on Discord.
In the show, it's I think a gray skirt with a white shirt and a tight-fitting yellow vest, a sweater vest. If I remember correctly.
Sweater vest.
Yeah, no buttons though. It's like one piece.
I was listening to all of my favorite music this morning, and I realized that Canada is
Cold.
overrepresented
Better than you.
by rock music.
Yeah.
In the real life, it's a white shirt with black pants and a tie and a white apron.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to do whatever I want to do because she's wearing a skirt with a bodice.
Yeah, do what you want to do.
Yeah. Do what you want.
What you want.
Wrong.
It's funny with the money that you flaunt.
Bob.
You guys went Beastie Boys, and I was going Digital Underground.
Yeah, because Beastie Boys always comes first. There you go, the Battle Bus.
Battle Bus.
Hell yeah.
That would make a great
Yankee
mini for Gaslands.
To a blue black southerner, ditch digger or governor.
By Russ Heath, man. That's the guy who drew it.
I prefer the Battle Winnebago
Yeah, from
Stripes.
I think that was a precursor to that because National Lampoon was written by the guys who did Stripes too. So
Well, how about though the bus on what was it, Attack on Precinct 51 or whatever?
Yeah.
They built the bus, and then there was the bus in the zombie movie.
And then there was
it was.
What the hell was that vehicle in? God, what was that movie?
Damnation at Valley.
Yes, by Roger Zelazny.
That was just something somebody made up. I mean, because it had the wheels in a triangle, so that it would have two wheels making contact.
That thing's still around, making appearances at like cons and shit.
Really?
Yeah. And I guess if a wheel got blown out or something, you could just rotate the blown out wheel to the top.
That was literally a plot point in the movie.
What's happening?
There were cockroaches in that.
Oh yeah, the roaches, man.
Yeah, the book was actually pretty amazing.
Was there a book?
Yeah, it was by Roger Zelazny.
Oh, really?
Was that Drago? That was who the hell was the kid in that one?
He's got a lot of good books out.
Zelazny is one of my favorites. I have to admit.
He was a freaking awesome human being. I got to be friends with him back in the day before he passed, and he was just the freaking coolest. He did it all. Master fencer, martial artist, poet, writer.
Great fisherman. He could bait a hook like nobody.
I assume so.
You could probably call him a masturbator.
I wouldn't know about that.
No, it was Piers Anthony that did all the fantasy books that are set in Florida.
Spell for Chameleon, Ogre Island.
Yeah, they're all.
Well, looks like my old lady made me some brunch, guys. I'm gonna bail out, but it's good seeing you.
Yeah, eat, man.
I can't go.
Tell the woman I said hello.
I'll do it.
You you can't eat on camera. What the hell, Owen does?
Well, yeah, I'm a little bit more sophisticated than that.
I turned my camera off when I'm eating my Taco Bell for breakfast.
Yeah.
How can you tell Omanal was eating?
Because he's got a fork in his hand.
Hunger, I'll give Mel a spank on the ass.
He doesn't stop talking.
Nice.
All right, guys. Take it easy.
So, there's a lot of good authors out there. I was just telling Justin about the Zath books, 2 days ago?
Yeah.
They're okay if you
recently I didn't read. I re-listened to On a Pale Horse.
Yeah.
Which the one where the guy accidentally murders Death, so he has to become Death.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool.
Piers Anthony.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Piers Anthony.
Piers
Anthony must have wrote 100 books.
Yeah.
Really?
You know what book I was talking to Justin about, which I really, really like? Robert Lynn Aspen, Myth Adventures series.
Oh yeah, he also did Thieves World.
Yeah, he was in on the Thieves World.
Yeah,
But the little quotes.
Every time that gets brought up, it's painful because I got rid of my Thieves World box set for the game. And
is that the one that had the guys in the tavern and like the one person had like a pentagram on their forehead?
Yep. It was a combined effort, a collaborative effort of a bunch of different authors writing about this city called Sanctuary.
Oh yeah.
And the box set was awesome because it had conversions for all the characters for every game imaginable, even Traveler.
Really?
Yes.
What I liked about the Myth Adventures books were the little quotes at the beginning of the chapters. It'd be something like, deep or silly, but then it's like Darth Vader had a quote in there. It's like, always look at the good of people or some shit like that.
Okay.
Yeah, or something like, always find time to teach your children something or other, and then at the bottom it'd be Darth Vader.
Or children are our future. So just silly ass shit.
The guy's just a funny guy. And then he'd draw a map of Xanth, and sometimes it would be Florida, but other times it would be some other place. So
Ocala.
But usually it was Florida because I guess he lived in Florida.
He lives in Ocala still.
And so it would have like Xanth is Florida, and then everything that's not Florida is Mundania or Mundania. I mean, it's really interesting. Do you remember the princess and her pet dragon Stanley?
Stanley Steamer.
And Stanley breeds steam, so they called him Stanley Steamer.
He was Steam Dragon.
And one time they were really hungry, and they found a crabapple tree, so Stanley steamed all the crabs off the tree.
Yeah, because like crabapple tree, it was crabs growing on a tree.
Yeah, crabapple tree was literal crabs growing on a tree.
So what you working on, Bo?
Just firing up the wet palette. I haven't got any. I was gonna do some more non-metallic metal on this. That blood. I've got tons and tons of metal armor to paint.
Huh.
I've got an Orlock gang I'm painting up.
Nice.
Still,
Orlocks.
Nice.
I think they're
old school.
Aren't Orlocks the ones that look like Mad Max?
Yeah, the Orlocks.
You mean the ones that look like the Ramones?
They got like big metal, like spiky armor shoulder pads.
Oh, that's Goliaths.
Nerds, how you doing, sweetheart?
Yeah. Goliath is the one.
Goliaths are the gigantic, roided up dudes.
I was just gonna say that exact same thing.
And I'm still working on this Rogue Trader psyker that Brian sent me.
Nice.
Which ones were the still suits? The ones that I really like.
Van
Star. Oh yeah, I love
those were the ones I played.
I played Van Star and Spyries.
Yeah, I've got some Eschers too because they're. I was going to add them into my sister's army in place of the Arcoflagellants because I hate Arcoflagellants. But I think that some Escher sisters would look pretty cool because they're like crazy chicks.
Yeah, I like the old ones better than the new ones.
Like
the new ones were too.
I was just about to say the word "crazy" is redundant there, bro.
Shadow always likes the old stuff better than the new stuff, just because I think I have this hypothesis regarding Grognard gamers that they like the old stuff better because it's impossible to get the new stuff, so it's something they can almost lord over the new gamers. Well, the old stuff was better, but you can't get it because it doesn't exist anymore.
Well, you can get it, and here's the thing: one, I like metal over plastic every fucking day. Two, I still have it. And I seriously considered buying the new Necromunda game, but it wasn't anything like the old Necromunda game. From what
it's still a lot of fun.
This is the Blackstone Fortress Psyker, and look at that dynamic pose, and she's got her fingers out, and she's got this delicate rod. Now compare it to the Rogue Trader era Psyker that inspired it. You would rather have this flat, thick thing then really, Shadow, are you really being honest with me?
Hold on, put them back up and turn them so I can see them. Honestly, I could have both. So why would I have to choose?
You're saying that you like metal better?
Yeah, I just like metal better. It lasts longer. I've got metal miniatures from 50 years ago, literally.
Well, TCG says that you can mix speed paints,
so Transpsyker
with acrylics, and they shade really nice. And he's done it with both Vallejo and Reaper. And Cal agrees and says that he's done it also, and they're a great tool.
You mean
you can also make your own glazes? I've made glazes from acrylic paint with water and matte medium, thin it out to a glaze.
You know what?
And you can almost make your own speed paint.
You know what? You can actually also do that with craft paint. For decades, that's all I used was craft paints. And
they make a special medium for that. Works.
You'd be surprised what you can actually do with the craft paints.
You know what you can't do with craft paints, though? You can't put them through an airbrush.
You can if you water them down. It's a bitch.
Yeah, but they don't have enough pigment.
You can't make the actual the pigment. You can't make the pigment ground smaller. A finer pigment thins better and shoots through airbrushes better.
Well, to be honest, all I ever did was primer them white back in the day. And yes, I had to clean that thing. So I would spend 10 times more time cleaning it than painting. But that was when I was refurbishing old metal minis. I would strip them down and then primer them white and sell them like freaking hotcakes.
Yeah.
Sure. The higher quality paint will have more pigment and finer pigment.
Yeah.
And that's what you really want when you're, especially with an airbrush with a finer needle, like a 0.2 millimeter needle. You need to have a really fine pigment.
Yeah.
Cal's on fire this morning.
But yeah, they make speed paint medium. That's specifically so you can take any acrylic paint and turn it into a speed paint.
Oh,
sure,
really?
It's just expensive.
Yeah.
I thought it was just for the speed paint itself in case it starts, acting up. I didn't know you could do that because when I bought the 2.0 set, it came with a really nice size, bottle of medium. I did not know that. I'm going to have to look into that because there's some colors that would be freaking awesome. The Army Painter Metallics.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to do a 2-to-1 ratio of medium though, or play with it to your liking.
Well, you should be playing with it. That's the whole point of hobbying, right?
Hey,
yeah,
Hungar,
but the general recommendations.
Can you make me big? Blow me up.
I can't. I'm still in the
back. You've been blown up.
No.
You see, all I see is myself.
So you see these are just 3 examples.
Yeah, it's the program, Bo.
These are just 3 examples of the Army Painter metallic colors, and I've yet to see any company that comes out with metallics other than gold, silver, bronze that are this good. When
Pro Acrylic metallics are the best.
Yeah, dude, I can't be ordering from Greece and waiting 6 months for my paint.
Pro Acrylic in Phoenix.
Oh, really?
Arizona.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Pro Acrylic is.
Man, I just dropped 300 bones on a set of paints. Now you're gonna make me drop another 5?
No, I'll play with your paints for a little while.
The Pro Acrylic
always have promo code somewhere. Look for their promo code. There's always have some, semi-pro painters always get sponsored by them.
Bo
let me write it down.
Bo said a delicate rod.
Hold on, let me write that down. Where the fuck is
a delicate rod?
No, Pro Acrylic. How do you spell it?
If there are better metallics on the market, I haven't found them.
Yeah, I use.
And I've tried a lot of them.
Can somebody put their name in the chat so I can spell it right?
PROACRYL. Yep. I had to actually look over at my Pro Acrylic brown.
Yeah. I don't want to end up with on some other site.
The Wish.com version of them.
Yeah, exactly. The only paints. No, I am still on a quest to find a good orange or yellow that actually covers.
The apparently the new range of army painters supposed to be doing that pretty well.
Yeah,
I'll believe that one.
Fanatic paints.
Yeah,
Nerd, why haven't you
but
hopped
yeah,
in?
I agree with you, Bo. I'll believe with that when I see it myself.
The only way I found to cover with orange is to start with the darkest orange possible and then glaze up from there. And
Yeah,
I hate
that's work.
James knows a bit about painting yellow
It's work.
minis.
It's work.
Yeah,
And then it's better if you prime over light gray, or I mean, if you use light gray or white primer for the orange. But
yeah.
What
yeah, orange is,
I like
I
starting
freaking
with
hate
brown.
I've used a lot of the what color is it? There's this surface primer. Is it Vallejo surface primer? And they've got like an army brown that works really great for especially
What
the
about
vehicles.
doesn't Army Painter doesn't have a orange primer?
Like the spray cans?
Yeah.
I've used their yellow. I've never used their brown.
No, I mean actually
But I
orange.
use airbrush for priming because it goes on even thinner. I want the thinnest.
I don't think anyone does an orange. Not even army painter. Yeah, you want thin. I'm getting to the priming with airbrush.
And nerds can't join us today. She's on work calls.
Yeah.
Well, work is going to come first. I just got done with 5 12-hour shifts.
Damn,
And I am
Ooh.
Hey,
you're a beast.
hey, Bo.
Yeah,
You want to do that thing tomorrow?
sure. Let's do that thing tomorrow.
Oh, that
Prepper
sounds
video.
cryptic and
Yeah, that sounds kind of ominous.
It's just a jump to the left.
and it's skip to the right.
Put your hands on your hips and move your knees and high, and then a pelvic thrust. Early comes you and say yay.
You'll just have to tune into the Shadow and Sun show and find out, like everybody else.
The game test. The mother flipping game test that Shadwell did the other day.
No, it's not that.
No.
Damn it. Well, I'm happy to say that this Friday is going to be a special day.
Yeah.
Jackie's going to be on the show with us.
Yeah, if everything turns out right.
Yeah, he's got the day off, and he's been wanting to hang out with his uncle. So
it's gonna be.
Well, we love Jackson.
It's gonna be so great. Hungar's gonna kick Shadow off the show.
Hey,
I told Shadwell that if I had room for him or Jackie, that I'd put Jackie on.
I have no problem with that.
Because Shadow's a control freak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
need
need to get
that control freak taking over everything.
And we need to get the boy alone for a minute so he can tell us he needs help.
I do that with ADHD, gaming with ADHD all the time. His wife's always in the background when he's streaming. And I'm always like, Mrs. ADHD, if you need help, bang the pans 3 times. And she bang the pans like 3 times, and we all laugh.
That's awesome.
She's hilarious. I need to get him on my show one time.
Except maybe she's not kidding.
Oh, she's kidding because she always says she's kidding. So
Yeah, because he gives her a mean look, and yeah, I see how that works.
Yeah. You better call someone there, Hungar.
Hey.
Social services or something.
I'm not involved with any of that.
Or whatever you call them in your jurisdiction.
Yeah.
They're Mormons, so they do their own thing.
Well, Utah 3-wife minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why anybody would want to.
If you get the right wives, they give each other the honeydew lists instead of you.
Well, typically, if you're really in a situation like that, it's the man's job to make the money, and all you're doing is working all the time to support your 3 wives and 13 kids. You think one wife is expensive? Holy crap!
Yeah.
I wouldn't know about that.
I don't want to leave more than one woman sexually unsatisfied.
Well, that was the whole subplot in Big Love, where Bill Paxton's character actually overdoses on Viagra
Yeah.
because he had 3 wives, including one that's like 22 years old.
That's the way to go, bro.
You don't die from an overdose on Viagra unless it's a whole lot.
No, it makes you. It
You
makes you
just
blind.
have to go to the hospital and get an injection in your penis.
Yeah.
To take the swelling down. I think.
Yeah,
Well, they said it again.
Those commercials.
I told the doctor the other day.
Those commercials,
The doctor-
I've always laughed because I was like, man, if I had a boner for 4 hours, I'd call my friends.
You call everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you'd be on Twitter right now. I've had a boner for the last 6 hours. Ladies, come on over.
No, dude, the other day I got caught in my zipper, which there's nothing worse than that.
Ow.
I swear I am never wearing zip-up boots again.
You stole that from Richard Pryor, man.
It's just hilarious.
I remember one time we had a patient come in. He's a big old black guy, and he had got a blood infection in his penis.
Okay,
Oh, no.
So his penis swelled up and was massive, right? So instead of coming to the hospital, he had to go show everyone, right? But eventually, he realized that, something was really bad and it started hurting real bad.
Yeah.
So he came to the hospital, and I was there on one of my paramedic rotations, and the doctor had me stand in, and what the doctor did is take a scalpel and cut around the head and then squeeze. And it was just nothing but pus.
I thought you were going to say I thought you were saying he had to go to the hospital for a blood infection. They had to chop a foot of it off, and it was still 3 feet. That's what I thought you were saying.
I actually got an infection.
Stories of stuff that happens in the ER. They're true stories. I
got an infection in my testiculars once, and they swelled up to the size of grapefruit. And I swear the doctor cut into it and was like knuckle deep. And he said if I hadn't gotten to the hospital, if I'd have waited any longer to get to the hospital, there's a chance that I had to cut my junk off. And I've been like, nope, wouldn't have happened. I'd have died. This was when I was over the road truck driver, so I didn't have any easy access to a hospital.
Right.
That's
Well,
brutal,
this
man.
guy was so bad off that the doctor decided to go with emergency medicine right in the ER and fix him up before he lost his penis.
Yeah.
That's what they did to me.
It was pretty disgusting. And
Now let's talk about something happy.
well, it was happy. He lived and
He kept his junk.
he kept his junk. Everything was good. That was
Let's talk about
that was a
something less
great
gory.
a great turnout.
But realistically, come on, if my shit would have swollen up like that, I would have went and showed everybody too.
You gotta take some
But
pictures.
he did. He
before
went and
before
showed all of his
something.
girlfriends and everybody. Showed.
That's crazy.
But then,
Well, he would have been upset if they had danced.
then realized, wait a minute, something ain't right.
I figured what I need for Christmas. I need a paint mixer.
Really?
I like the vortex mixers. They're kind of expensive, but they save your wrist. And I've had the same one. I use it every day for the last 2 years, no problem.
You've got two teenage boys in your house, Shadwell. Just have them mix their paint. They're used to that motion.
That shake weight.
Yeah.
I was actually looking at some nail polish mixers because they're the same freaking device. They even look the same.
They're not going to last as long.
Really?
It's
They're
not
not
even
gonna
that.
last as long,
They have a
but-
slightly different motion. You can get the nail polish mixers that have a strap that holds the bottle and works like a paint shaker instead. Get one of those.
There's always the option of just not being a poussoir.
No,
and shaking your damn paint because
it shakes more evenly with the machine.
Yeah, but not only that, it's thousands of times per minute or second or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, it's a lot faster. But you gotta put if you want it to work efficiently, you gotta put an agitator in there.
Yeah, always put. You should always have an agitator in your paint.
You mean like a mixing ball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all my paints have that.
Yeah. It's good that those are becoming
standard.
Yeah, standard.
Yeah, because like I don't know if you've ever bought these the Whiz Kids bottles. This is a regular army painter, and as you can see how tiny that freaking thing is, which isn't awful when it's like this color, like here, this pink that I freaking only use for like tongues and weird crap like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've used this bottle like 4 or 5 times in my life, and I'll still have some when I die. But trying to shake this tiny little bottle,
it's annoying.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, I wish they had started doing that sooner because I bought that paint set. Their full range. And there are no balls of agitators in any of those.
Yeah,
no balls in any of those.
It blows my mind every time I hear that Justin is actually a real crafting gaming person.
Yeah, I've been out of it too long. I gotta get back into it.
You know what?
I'll be a fucking crappy painter though.
You know what? A crappy painter is better than not painting, unless you have some other hobby that is creative or requires you to use your hands and just relax and chill out and do something like this. I cannot tell you how relaxing and stress relieving it really is.
Would you count Taco Bell as a hobby?
Me personally, yeah, but I don't think you should.
Yeah, I'm not a big food guy. If it takes longer to make the food than eat it, I'm really not interested. I want to get it over and done with. I'd rather be doing anything else than,
Food should take longer to cook than to eat.
Dude, I could live on microwave burritos and it wouldn't bother me.
That's just no burritos, so that counts.
Turd bars. You're talking about turd bars.
Whatever.
Shadwell would be fine in solitary confinement in prison eating Nutriloaf.
It frees up time. At my age, I know I don't have a crap ton of it left, and I don't want to waste it.
Dude, you're only 50-something. You've got like 20-something more years.
57 in April, and
quit your bitching.
So you, in theory, have at least 2 or 3 decades.
That could be. Even if I knew I had 30 years, I would rather spend it painting or gaming or doing a lot of other things than spending an hour to finish a single meal, only to have to do it again 5, 6, 8 hours later.
Dude, I love tacos.
That's why
tacos are good. Tacos are good.
That's why you're so thin, Shadow, is because you're not super.
I'm 200 pounds. What are you talking about?
How tall are you?
You look
5'10".
thin.
5'10". Yeah, no, I've got some. Well, actually, I'm like 190 now, but I'm on a diet. But when I started the channel, I was like 155, 150, and that's where I'm much more comfortable. But then, what came along, and I couldn't ride my bike without having freaking people chase me down the street with a mask.
That never happened.
He lives in California.
No, it didn't happen. But Jackie's mom wouldn't let him go with me. So it was just like, this ain't no fun.
He lives.
I want to go ride my bike with my boy and point out stuff and go out to the desert and watch squirrels.
You're right north of LA, right?
North or east, but yeah, about an hour from LA.
Go out to the desert, hang out near all the spots where you buried hookers, reminisce.
Yeah,
show
the boy how to dig a proper hole.
155, but 55 pounds of that is your hair. Says Mage's Musings?
No, that was actually when I had short hair. If you go back and check out the very
It's
first
a joke, bro.
Shadway goes out to the desert like Jim Morrison and drops acid, you know.
Not with the boys.
I went out to the desert and dropped some acid and talked to a medicine man.
Talks to a lizard.
Riders on the storm.
Good
Into the lizard king.
Good times. Actually, the funnest time was actually at the swap meet on mescaline. Holy crap, that was fun.
Okay.
Now he's all clean cut, dad and everything.
Hey, we all did stupid shit when we were young.
Most of
Not
us.
as much as I should have.
Games was pretty much not really. I had to pick up the slack for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that wasn't the dumbest thing I've ever done. So
So
it was fun though.
All of my bad mistakes involved women.
Yeah, those are the worst kind.
Yeah, those-
I am missing one Still Legion of Krieg, or no, Death Corps of Krieg Trooper, and it's making me batty.
You're missing one?
Yeah, I've got the 10-man squad in front of me, except there's only 9 of them now.
Are those the new veteran guards plastics?
Yeah, and I know that there were 10 here when I went to bed last night.
You know, I had kind of a similar problem last night. I've got.
I didn't hear anything.
Oh, sorry.
Shadwell Major says that if he visits friends in LA, he will let you know.
And you can eat fish tacos in LA.
In LA.
Oh, yeah.
The Crafty Gamer says Shadow's out in the desert having a 15-hour conversation with a lizard and realizes the true meaning of life is 42.
42.
42. 6 + 1 is 42.
See, I have the exact opposite problem that Shadow was describing. There are times that I'm sitting here painting and I start questioning if this hasn't just been a monumental waste of my time and life.
Yeah.
And if maybe I should have been out doing anything else.
Every hobby is.
Fishing.
Well, here's the thing, James. I know you and I know me have done things that saved lives. And while you could have kept doing that, you might not have been able to save your own.
I couldn't keep doing that. After I broke my neck, they were pretty adamant on me not
doing that anymore.
This fool done broke his neck. He ain't allowed to save lives no more.
Like, his neck is broke. It'll probably never recover, so we're just gonna have to send him on.
Yeah.
So,
you know,
you sir are in the reject pile.
You know, not to mention, James, you now get to dispense wisdom, and maybe that's the plan the big guy has for you.
Maybe.
Yeah, Cal's out there in California. He says he's much further north of Smell A.
From what I understand, Northern California is actually beautiful and full of really nice people.
Yeah, Redding, places like that, absolutely.
California only gets sucky when you go south.
Mage's Musing says they were pretty adamant about not breaking his neck again. That's good advice, he thinks.
Well, when the doctor said that I could no longer physically do the job, it was like, well,
Right.
what are you going to do? I mean,
And they were they're probably pretty adamant about you not getting your neck broken again.
Yeah. So they said, go home. We'll send you some money every now and then. I'm like, all right. That's been
San
like
Francisco just
10
smells
years
like
ago.
San Francisco just smells like poop, Cal. Because everybody's
It's
pooping
weird
outside.
because 30 or 40 years ago, San Francisco was like one of the most beautiful cities in the U.S.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because Dirty Harry Callahan had to retire.
Well,
And
not just that. Somebody watched RoboCop and thought that was a good idea.
Right.
I'd buy that for $1.
I'd buy that for $1.
It makes me laugh every time I see that because that's Red Foreman.
Yep.
Yeah, the bad
Is
guy.
it?
Yeah, the bad guy.
No, Red Foreman's the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Boddicker.
Well, he is always talking about putting his foot up somebody's ass. So,
Well, that's true. That'll do it.
You know what? He's a true 70s dad.
Yeah, you
That's
got
true.
that right.
The 70s dads were all about putting foots in asses. We know this.
yeah.
I'm
Actually,
sure-
we don't know this. Our pops never laid a hand on us.
On you.
If anything, he was far too caring and loving of a dad than either of us deserved.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. He
I'm
was
looking at
really
you now,
wonderful.
a bunch of slackers.
I know, right? Like one time I didn't want to go to school, but he said I had to go to school. So on the way to school, when he stopped at a stop sign, I jumped out of the car and ran on into the woods and hid. And I didn't come out. And he was yelling for me, and I was like, gone. It was like, nope. Guess who ain't going to school today?
Dude, you skipped 17 days straight.
And then I skipped like a month. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you know, some people are made for school. It's just in their biology, you know, they're made for it. They go, they enjoy it, they have
You're
a
like
good
Jackie.
time.
Jackie cannot freaking wait to get up and go to school every morning.
Right. And then
To get away
other
from his
people
controlling
want
dad,
to be
you know?
out in the woods
Yeah.
hunting and fishing and
He keeps
You
telling
know,
the guidance counselor he needs
eating brim that I cooked over a fire and stuff like that. And that was really the problem. I think I was just born in the wrong age.
School is boring, man.
School bored the shit out of me. And then they put me in gifted classes. Didn't help. You know, I was still just like, this is a waste of my time.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I was the same way.
You know,
But I'll tell you what, I can hand make a bow and arrow that'll do some
you
serious damage.
know, back in the day in Austria, when you were done your day's classwork, they just let you go.
Right.
Although I got to say that when I did go to college,
It
that
always
was
goes
that
there
was a
with
totally
Justin.
different situation.
No, but you know what? That sounds like a great idea. You're done with your classwork. Everything's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to a continuation school. I know, no surprise. For those of you who don't know, it's where you go when you screw up enough, and that's the way it was.
They put me in one of those too.
Once you finished your work, or at least there, you know, you could go to art class. So
No. You can just go home or play on the street.
I had a job in high school, so I only went to school until like 1:00.
Yeah.
Hungar remembers what happened to me in the annex. Not my proudest moment.
Yes, you got kicked out of the annex.
Yeah, I sure did. And that was the school for people who were criminals.
yeah, I went to a
That
school.
was the school where they gave you crayons to write with.
Felt tip markers.
Not
Yeah,
crayons.
you can still jack somebody up with a felt tip marker.
And all of the mills were brought in Cambros from like the real school. But they do frown upon physically assaulting vice principals.
Yeah, I got a story I could tell you guys, something like that.
So that was
off
kind
camera.
of the end of that. But luckily, the Army was like, hey, here's the deal. If you can pass the Florida State GED while you're in basic training, you can stay. And I was like, cool. And they gave it to me, and I aced it. And they're like, all right. There you go.
Yeah, I dropped out.
So I'm a bad example because it turns out that my example is that you don't actually need to go to school.
Yeah, I dropped out. I didn't study for the GED. I just dropped out, went and took it, got my GED, and kept working.
Well, the thing is, the Florida State GED is exactly as valuable as the actual GED
it's
you
the
might get
same.
from high school.
Yeah,
It's
The
the
good
same
enough
grade.
diploma.
Because it's so hard to get. It's one of the hardest GEDs to get. They don't just hand that thing out.
no,
And it looks just like a high school diploma. I mean, it's a big parchment thing with a gold seal, and and I had my
That's because it is.
my test results and everything like that, and I did really good. And I was like, cool, because now the Army, I love the Army, man. Waking up in the morning and being told what to do and just doing it. It was so relaxing, like mentally, because I didn't have to think about anything. There were no thoughts in my head. There was just.
Well, what are there really?
Well,
Wow.
I spent a lot of my life like questioning things like reality and stuff. But the whole time I was in the Army, man, I was like, it was so easy, to live because there were no questions about anything. You were going to wake up, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. It was like awesome. Best thing ever.
Glorious results of a misspent youth, eh?
Yeah. I told my nephew how awesome the Army was, so he joined the Navy. And then he told me the reason he chose to become an officer in the Navy was all of the stories I told him about the Army. He's like, when I heard all the stuff you were talking about, I was like, there's no way I'm joining the Army.
Yeah, but didn't he watch the Village People video to see what you got to do in the Navy?
No, that's the core.
Oh no! It went right over your head. Village
No,
People.
I know exactly what you're saying. It didn't go over my head. It just wasn't funny. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but I mean, I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. So now he is a Navy ensign and he is dating a Marine captain.
What's his name?
Who is a girl, before Justin says anything.
I already did.
And he is the nuclear technician officer on a submarine. But they haven't assigned him a submarine yet. He's still doing all the. So apparently, there's a lot to being an officer in the Navy.
There is, because especially officers that are command rated, they are literally the opposite of what you were saying, James. They have to make decisions and be responsible every single day.
yeah.
Oh yeah, like sergeants, man. Like when I got made a corporal and I had to be in charge of stuff, I hated it. So then after things happened and I went back to E2, I quickly climbed back to E4, but instead of being hard stripe a corporal, they gave me my sham shield. And then I loved it. I was a full bird private.
E4 Mafia.
And I had no responsibilities. It's like you outrank most of the people you meet and you're not in charge of anything. It's like, yes. Except maybe the sergeant sending you out to do some stupid shit or make sure the privates are doing whatever they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, but if you tell a sham shoulder, if you give him a job that takes 2 days and says, as soon as you guys get this done, you guys can take the rest of the day off. That E4 will have that shit done by noon.
Yeah, I saw the guy talking about that. He said, if you want to win a war, send in a bunch of specialists and tell them they can take a nap after they win the war. He said there will be war crimes, but that war will be over in about a day. The E4s will be taking a nap.
He was talking about that one guy who just walked around in the morning with a blank piece of paper, like he's on a mission, and he walked straight up to a supply closet Go in there and take
Go
a nap
into
for
a
2
closet,
hours.
take a nap.
Give him a clipboard.
Man.
Yeah, a nerd says no one gets shit done like a lazy person.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the thing is, if the sergeants needed anything shady done, they always called the sham shielders. You know what I mean? Something that they wanted but couldn't be directly
Involved in.
Yep.
They call up their freaking E4 and then be like, I need this done, and all right. Boom.
I need you to take a Humvee into town and get me some cigarettes and an energy drink.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, all right, I will requisition a Humvee from the motor pool. Yeah, but now they changed the rules in the Army where if you're a specialist for more than like 6 years, they just kick you out.
Yep.
Used to, you could literally just be a Spec 4 for like your whole career. But now, if you don't get promoted at a certain rate, they'll boot your ass. And from what my nephew was saying, you no longer get a pension.
What?
Yeah, you can spend 20 years in, you don't get a pension.
Not even the officers?
I don't know about officers. He's an officer. No, of course. He told me this, so I'm assuming even Navy officers, you know, I think he said they get like a 401k thing. But the good old days of I did 25 years in and I've got my Army pension, that shit's done.
Ella says that your nephew has a cheap date. Get her a box of crayons for dinner and entertainment.
Right. That's the first thing. That's the first thing I said when he said he was dating a Marine captain. I was like, well, you know what to get her on like all your anniversary and stuff. Just get her that big 72 pack of Crayolas.
Well, no, they're different colors, right? You gotta
it has all the flavors.
Yes, 72 different Crayola crayons, and it's got a self sharpener. Not that they're going to need it.
Everyone knows the red ones taste better.
Yeah, but those are the
they go faster too, though.
Those are the Skittles of crayons. A nerd nerd who is a Marine says, just never cheap out on the Rose Arts, Crayola or nothing.
Or nothing.
That one dude who was a medic in the Army and he does the funny videos we love so much.
Yeah,
he's got a new one. It's like at the range, and the Army guy's like, pow, pow, and he's all happy. And he looks over, and the Marine's like, rah, rah. Pow, you know, and then the Coast Guard guy's like, I don't know what this is. Like, because
and the Space Force guy, he's crazy.
Yeah, he's just crazy as shit.
Oh, the Space Force.
Yeah,
Jackie's
every
decided.
finger has a hand on it, and he's always talking to a potato. Like, it's like.
He wears an aluminum hat.
Yeah, he wears a pointed aluminum hat. Hey,
they should make that part of the official uniform for Space Force.
But Jackie's going into Space Force, isn't he, Shadwell?
That or he wants to fly bombers.
Yeah, that's the thing. The Marine guy never talks. He only ever grunts and says "rah."
Yeah.
Rah, 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 rah. Oh no, there is one time when he said murder, kill, kill, or something. It was like the Army guys looked at him like, dude, you okay? I don't know. We trained with the Marines when I was in Saudi Arabia, and they were cool dudes, actually, the ones I got to meet, and they let me go inside one of their big-ass Amtraks and look at it. And those things are big. Like if you've seen one on TV and you think it's big, then you go in it and you realize you can fit like 50 people in this freaking thing.
Yeah, you know why?
It's freaking huge.
You know why you can fit 50 people in that thing?
Come on, man. Do you got to be this way?
because they got 50 people in that thing.
But they were like super cool, guys. Rah rah, yeah, Semper Fi kill, yeah. The complete, yeah. I mean, we beat them in the training exercise. Like, we killed them. We're using laser tag and all that. But I really don't count it as beating them because they were still using like M60 A3 tanks and like those wheeled lab vehicles.
Yeah,
And
they get the leftovers.
We were using M1A1s and freaking Bradley, the A2s, with all the bolt-on armor and yeah, it was like you feel bad. It's like, how is it that the Marines, which I will say right now is an elite formation, how is it that they get all the worst equipment?
Because they can make do with less.
But they shouldn't have to. Them boys should be getting like the state-of-the-art best of everything.
Well,
that's just my opinion.
I think the military's only had one pro-military president in a good long time, and that's part of the problem.
Well, as an Army guy, I'm saying the Marines should have the best of everything.
Nerd says that they don't trust them not to break it.
Behind, like when they die on the beach, I'm going to be hiding behind them, and I want them to have good armor and stuff. He used to joke that Marines were just berms.
A nerd says that they don't trust them not to break their new stuff.
I remember seeing something about piss poor acquisition department from the Marine Corps, but
I think it's because they're actually part of the Navy, whereas the Army is part of the Department of Defense.
Well, what it boils down to is, like everybody wants the sexy stuff, so they spend all their money on bombers and fighter planes and new destroyers instead of spending. I mean, why would you want to spend say $50 billion on developing a new rifle when you can spend $100 billion on a new destroyer, a new class of aircraft?
Well, you know the origin of duct tape, right?
A Canadian invented it because they invented a lot of shit we used in wars.
It was the patch kit for a Marine landing vehicle.
I believe it.
Yeah.
But anyway, their LAVs are the Amtraks. Those things are huge.
Nerd says the flak vest that she was issued was used in Vietnam.
Exactly.
See, that's so crazy. I was in a RDF infantry unit, Rapid Deployment Force, 18th Airborne Corps, and we got like the newest, best of everything. It was like, and that's why I'm saying when we did the little force op training with the Marines, and I was just like, what's going on with these guys? They're driving Vietnam era vehicles around and shit.
Guys, I am going to end the show.
Why?
In an hour?
It's been over an hour and I'm tired.
Yeah. I just want to say, you want some shitty equipment. The duck, the Marine landing vehicle, it was made out of birch plywood.
Does Canada have an army?
No, that's your Marine Corps.
Are you on video?
I am on Haas's video, but
it's just Haasie?
Well, it's everybody. But you made me a salad.
Well, I couldn't finish mine, so I made the other half for you. Just shut it down for a second. I'll bring you.
No, I'll get up. Haas wants to end this video anyway. He don't like to stream more than an hour. So.
Hi, Monster. Well, I've streamed like 5 hours today.
She's been really good to me. I need to look into her, find out what she's been up to.
I've streamed 5 hours today. I streamed last night.
Now a
salad. We streamed till like what? 2 o'clock last night, Justin.
But anyway,
last night it was like 4 a.m.
Yeah, and then I was up at 5 streaming at 6 o'clock this morning.
Take care, James.
So,
yes, we have an army mage, and every time we do training exercises with the Americans, we outclass them.
Canadians the best.
It's just because we do war crimes.
Well, next time your mother England gets threatened with invasion, you will just stay home.
Yes, you do that.
El,
They've
how
already
you
been
doing,
invaded.
buddy?
What are you talking about?
It's your mother too, bro.
All right, I'm out.
Take
Later,
care.
guys. Thanks for watching.
Good
Like,
show.
subscribe, share, all that other good shit.
Party on, everybody. Conan.
I'll be playing Conan later.
I'm going to sleep.
Me too. That's why I said later.
Yeah.
Happy trails, folks.